So this video is just reevaluating my political timeline because I feel like the first time I mentioned it, it was really all over the place. Um, but yeah, um, 2010, I think, to 2013 was my feminist and hunter-gatherer phase. I used to preach noble savage stuff on a forum called MVC Movie Codec or the Lounge Forum, one of the best forums ever. It sucked when it finally got shut down, but yeah. Um okay. One of the books some of the books that I got into in that phase of my life were Sex at Dawn, Moral Origins, and other books on hunter-gatherer lifestyles. There's some feminist or sex acceptance undertones in some of the literature I read. So it kind of got me into reading about Nancy Friday, who rest her soul. She wrote My Secret Garden and The Power of Beauty, which is kind of a cringe book. I think it's kind of dated and might be sexist or whatever today. I would never preach it as rhetoric to stand by in 2022. But um, yeah. So My Secret Garden, it opened up my mind to just women's sex lives and accepting that they're humans too, because most guys are told that you got to treat them different. And you know I'm married now, so oh yeah, I wrote shit down for sure. uh, with the hunter-gatherer phase, I was more about the a doggy dog world as opposed to a dog eat dog world. Doesn't that sound cute? Doggy dog world. But yeah, it's kind of naive to go one or the other, but I definitely went peace at the end of the day. 2014 to 2016, I was watching more YouTube, which was framed in the anti-social justice angle. Unfortunately, you know, the social justice thing came off really whiny and obnoxious, but um, you know, that's how the media had me thinking about it for a while. But uh, whatever. So while I was watching YouTube stuff, I was pretty much obsessed with reading Steven Pinker nonstop. I unfortunately, or fortunately, depending how you look at it, I ditched the noble savage rhetoric. Um, and unfortunately, I fell into the humans are just they die short and they're vicious and uh, and their violence exceeds World War II deaths or something, which is insane. But I was totally on board with that. It's unfortunate. I don't see how that's even possible. I know that the data might have been comparing ratios and numbers, comparing their populations to the population at the time. But it just seems like such a stretch to say that, that hunter-gatherers are worse than fucking gas chambers and guns and all that shit. In 2017 to 19, I weaned myself a little bit out of the Steven Pinker and human nature talking points. Now, this was the era where I read a lot about eugenics in America, which put me back into the feminist advocacy and bodily autonomy and mindset. Books such as The Gene by Siddhartha Mukherjee and She Has Your Mother's Laugh by Carl Zimmer set the stage in my heart. It's very interesting, how much shit changed in me as soon as I stopped with the Pinker rhetoric and you know, unfortunately, it led me to America Bad logic, which, if you've seen my other video, I talk about America is just a tree, and the rest of everything else is just a forest. You know, America bad, but everything else is just as bad. You know, Russia, China, their citizens are fine. Okay, obviously I'm talking about the government, but in a world where everybody's perfectly honest, you might have to mention that still, because people jump to conclusions. You can be honest and jump to conclusions, you know. Alright, anyways, during COVID in 2020 to 2022, my research of American eugenics split off into race issues like stamp from the beginning, superior, and Hitler's American model. Despite the eugenics movement being associated with lighter immigrants, I would say the womb economy started with African women. You know, that's not really mentioned and framed in that way, but American eugenics might as well have started when we started forcing African women to produce our economy for more slaves and such. And currently, I'm ruminating if transphobe and trans hate shade is associated with eugenics and womb obsession and ways to control it. Because, you know, Pythagoras, with his triangle, he also was obsessed with parents and the unity and the child at the end of the third square, or the third. Sorry, why would I say square? Yeah, but yeah, I'll mention this Pythagorean and eugenics stuff in another video. Just wanted to go over